Yesterday, a single tweet erased billions from the stock market. Not because the company failed, not because earnings missed expectations, but because the story changed. The narrative shifted. And suddenly, millions of rational decisions turned into chaos. Markets don't just react to numbers. They react to stories. And that story can be invisible until it isn't. Think about it. The stock price of a company isn't just a reflection of revenue or growth. It's a collective imagination, a bet on the future. And humans, we are wired to respond to stories, not spreadsheets. This matters now more than ever. In a world of instant news, social media, and algorithmic trading, narratives move faster than fundamentals. A whisper can become a wave. And understanding why is not optional, it's survival. Here's the engine. At the simplest level, a market is a sum of expectations. You buy a stock because you expect growth. You sell because you fear decline. But expectations are fragile. Step 1. Information enters the system. Could be a quarterly report. Could be a tweet. Could be a rumor about a CEO stepping down. Step 2. Investors interpret it through their narrative lens. Some see opportunity. Some see risk. Some just panic. Step 3. Prices move. Not because the underlying value changed instantly, but because the shared story changed. In 2021, the total market value wiped out in the aftermath of a single narrative shift, one about inflation, was over $3 trillion in under a week. That's not math. That's mass imagination with a price tag. And here's the irony. The same fundamentals that drove the company's value yesterday didn't change a penny. Now let's get uncomfortable. Markets are not linear. They amplify human behavior. There's a concept called feedback loops. You sell because the story says to sell. That pushes the price down. That triggers algorithms and other traders to sell. That reinforces the story. The stock is doomed. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the math behind it? Exponential. A 2% drop can snowball into a 10% crash within hours. Numbers don't lie, but the narrative dictates which numbers matter. And here's where it gets even stranger. Sometimes, the narrative is entirely detached from reality. Tesla, GameStop, crypto, all perfect examples. The price moves first, the logic follows later. That's not a market. That's a theater. Let's contrast hype with reality. Take an IPO, for instance. Everyone's excited. Stories everywhere. This is the next Amazon. Fundamentals? Sure, they exist, buried in the prospectus. But they barely matter in week 1. The stock jumps 50% in days because the story is compelling. Then reality bites. Revenue isn't magical. Growth isn't infinite. And the same market that lifted it now punishes it, often harder than it rewarded it. Narrative-driven markets are volatile, irrational, and yes, predictable, but only if you understand the underlying psychology. And here's the kicker, most investors don't. They chase the story, not the math. Step back. What does this mean for the global system? Entire sectors can rise or fall on a collective story. Housing crises, tech bubbles, crypto frenzies, all amplified by narrative. And narratives evolve faster than regulators, policies, or companies. By the time reality catches up, billions are at risk. Yet, here's the quiet absurdity. The market's biggest swings often have nothing to do with economic fundamentals and everything to do with gossip. Tweets, headlines, fear, hope, and the stories we tell ourselves about money. Humans have been trading stories since the first fish were bartered at the market. Nothing's changed. Only the speed. So, why do markets react to narrative changes? Because value isn't just numbers. It's imagination quantified. And imagination is volatile, contagious, and often irrational. The uncomfortable truth: no spreadsheet can fully capture a market's heartbeat. No earnings report can predict a viral rumor. And the next time a story spreads like wildfire, billions of dollars could move before you even notice. Which begs the question, in a world where narrative moves faster than reality, who really controls the market? And can anyone ever?